Hey guys, so usually I don't make videos like this, but in terms of company, I feel is most improved from 2016 to 2017. Really no contest at all, easily LG with the LG G6 and the LG V30. Now obviously in 2017 there are a lot of great phones like the Sony Xperia XE Premium, the Samsung Galaxy Note 8, just to name a couple. But really, just in terms of pure improvements, amazing job here by LG. So on the left we have the LG 5, which was early 2016, the LG V20, which was late 2016. Early last year, we got the LG G6, and late in the year, amazing phone here, the LG V30. So, not to take away from the LG G6, the LG V30, they are amazing phones, but a huge reason for the improvement is that the LG G5, the LG V20, they're good phones, but really, guys, they did not impress me. And overall, LG went from one of my least favorite to one of my favorite manufacturers in the span of 1 year, which is pretty amazing. So, let's take a look at the G5 first, and I'll explain more in depth why I'm not a huge fan of the phone. Now the G5 was a pretty solid phone. Did do a couple cool things like the removable battery. And let me just show you guys that real quick. Not the most smooth, but there you guys go. And also did have the modulars. I think LG used to call them friends. But from what I saw, guys, really not a lot of compelling stuff there. And they were pretty expensive as well. Now things I did not like about the phone, the battery life, pretty bad on it. Definitely amongst the worst for any flagship phones on the market. Now the display, really not that impressive, especially in bright sunlight. And the cameras, they're decent. You also have dual camera setup, which is pretty cool. But in terms of video, I felt pretty bad for them. The design on this is also pretty bad. You have a coat of plastic on it. And you do have metal underneath, but just the plastic over it makes it really feel pretty cheap for a phone. Now that said, the best thing about this phone right now is it's very inexpensive, has came down in price a lot. So don't get me wrong, if you guys can find this for a couple $100, I actually would recommend getting it just for the price point alone. But overall, just in terms of flagship phones, it's pretty boring and amongst my least favorite for 2016. So next up the V20, and this phone has a second screen at the top here, which was pretty cool to have. Definitely not the case this year because a lot of phones going 18:9 rather than 16:9, so really not as much use for a second screen at the top there, but it still does have its advantages even over phones nowadays. So this, for example, I'm going to bring up a YouTube video. So it's a quick little random video, but as you guys see, still have access to the second screen here. And also, just like the G5, you can take out the battery on this. So quick look at that. Back comes off, and also guys, this is definitely better material, it is metal. But as you guys see, battery's right there. Now, the things I don't like about the phone, again, a lot in common with the G5. The screen is solid, but again, really not that great outdoors in sunlight. Doesn't get that bright. Once again, the cameras are solid, but not excellent for flagship phone standards. The battery is also pretty bad, definitely one of the worst for 2016. Once again, this phone is not waterproof, just like the G5. But by far my biggest problem with this phone is the size. It's just a pretty big phone, even a lot bigger than the Note and things like that. One-handed use, at least for me, is pretty tough with this phone, so that's an extremely important factor. But all that said, guys, this phone is very, very inexpensive, extremely good value for your money. So for 20, oops, actually I think the phone just powered off. Yep, that's that battery that I was talking about. Oh yeah, low battery warning. So for 2016 phones, again, amazing value for this. Very, very inexpensive, only a couple $100. But again, I do have problems with the battery and the size for this phone especially. Now starting with this year's LG G6, a lot of improvements over the previous year's LG G5. Obviously the design here much better, much smaller bezels on it. And on the back as well, going from plastic to glass, so big upgrade there. I do have one problem with this, my second camera there. It's actually not the camera itself, it's just the lens that it did break. And very, very rare for any of my phones to break, so I do wish I put on stronger glass there, but just a bit of bad luck. Now really the only downgrade here is you don't have the modules, which I don't think is a big deal. And you also don't have the removable battery, but the battery is a lot better on G6 and G5, so personally, I think that is a bit of an upgrade there, just having a better overall battery on it. The phone is also waterproof, you have a better display on it, better rear-facing cameras as well. And just like the G5 and the V20, amazing price point on the phone. I think probably the biggest downside to it is you still have the Snapdragon 21 rather than the latest Snapdragon 35. But aside from that, guys, amazing value for your money. Would definitely recommend it. So that brings us to one of the best phones of the year, the LG V30. And as you see, the bezels even smaller now, display a lot brighter, a lot better as well. And the back, absolutely amazing, gorgeous design on this, even better than the G6. But once again, all glass back, and really stunning design on this. Now I will say this, in terms of design, both the front and the back, LG V30, best phone of the year, best phone on the market currently. Now I could make an entire video on this, just everything I like about the phone, but basically they took all the good trends of 2017, none of the bad ones. You still have the headphone jack on this, you still have micro SD card support, you have waterproofing once again, so all the good trends, but again guys, none of the bad ones. Unlike the V20, the phone is extremely comfortable to hold. Battery on this is incredible, and also the rear-facing cameras, big improvement from the G6. Actually, I'll show you a quick demo of that, at least for the secondary camera on it. So showing you guys a quick example, this is the LG G6, and as you see in the corners, a bit more of a fisheye look, a bit distorted there. So not straight, a bit of a curve to it. Whereas the wide angle on the G6, or rather the V30, much improved there. Now the front facing camera on this does suck, but aside from that, absolutely amazing phone and definitely one of my favorites for the year. So of course, whenever new phones come out, generally they're better than the previous ones. But for LG, the gap has been pretty massive during the past year. Alright guys, so thanks for watching, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Now of course, lots and lots of more videos planned for all these phones, lots more LG videos planned. So if you guys liked the video and want some more like it, press the button below there to subscribe. Or you can check out another video right there in the top left or the top right. And as always, thanks for watching.